Hey guys, how you doing? Well, just in time. How you guys doing today? It's pretty out here, huh? Hey, we're gonna talk about some bug out bags or get home bag stuff. Yeah, everybody needs one, especially this time of year. We all go out and we all enjoy ourselves and we all have a good time. What we need to do is remember that when we go to grab our bag, throw it in the car, because even if you just plan on being out for a few hours, it could turn into a terrible time without that bag. So I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do about that bag, and then when you get ready, make sure you have it by the back door, in the back of the car, in the back of the truck, whatever you do, and always make sure that they're with you, because you never know when you're going to need them. Come on along and we're going to go show you what's inside that bag. See you here in a sec. Alright, we're back. Alright, we're going to go through the bug out bag or go home bag, whatever you want to call it. These are things that I carry in mind so that making sure that I can either get away from a bad situation or get home, say there's an EMP or a earthquake, tornado, maybe an shtf event like an EMP or something like that. But these are things I just carry in like a day back. And this one here is one I picked up at Walmart. It's an Ozark trail one, but I like it because it's lightweight. Like it lightweight, it has several bells and whistles on it, has places here for water bottles to fit into, and also I like it because it has a bladder inside. And if you guys don't know what a bladder is, it's a reservoir where you can keep water or electrolytes or whatever to keep you hydrated while you're getting home or getting away, whichever one you're going to be thinking about doing. So before we go on, I want to show you that on the bag I carry a bottle of sanitizer, and that's to keep my hands disinfected, but also it's a great fire starter as well. Then you guys always hear me talking about that ice card, right? The ice card. This is my ice card / safety whistle. See, it's a whistle, but inside it comes apart. You unscrew it. Inside is a piece of paper, has all my medical information, my next of kin, all that stuff. Remember, I've told you guys about this in my other videos, so I just keep that attached to the bag on the outside so it's easy to be accessible and people can find it easily. Something should happen to you. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set this out of the way. We're going to go into what's in the bag, okay? So I'm going to move the camera down and then we're going to go from there. So hold on a second. It's going to probably be kind of a long video, so just get your copy on. Alright, the first thing, foremost I always have, don't have to be this big, but this is a special one. So it's a ferro rod, and a striker goes with it, and it just fits in there, and you guys know about that, right? Starts the fire. To start the fire, usually I have a little bit of fat wood with me. For those of you who don't know about the fat wood, if you're just starting to prep or whatever, then you need to have something to accelerate your fire. That will do it. Say you have wet wood or whatever, it's raining out, and you can't find any dry wood. Guess what? You have a little bit with you. So that's that. Also, you need to carry cordage with you. Now I have some 550 paracord that I just stuff in there and let it carry around, but also I carry a nylon type cord, and that is so that you can tie down a tarp. This stuff has lots of different uses. You could use it for a fire starter even, but I stuff those in there. As you can see, I have a small bag, but it has lots of pockets, so it carries lots of stuff. Another thing I just have in there is a knife. This is just a mossy oak knife. It has a glass breaker on it. It has gut hook on it. It has several features, and it just stuffs in there, goes with me wherever. Another thing that I have is always make sure you have something to eat. I have a dehydrated food pack in there, and I usually have like energy bars or something like that, but I got the munchies and ate the energy bars, so they're not in there right now. I will have to replenish them. Okay, the other thing that I have is everybody needs to have a saw in there, so I have a saw, and it's kind of sharp. I really haven't had a chance to use it yet. I'm going to use it this summer. I just picked it up over the winter, so I have a folding saw in there. It has a locking blade on it. Push back here, locking blade. I did a review on this, I believe, so I'm just going to set that to the side. Another thing you're going to need is you're going to need a way to cook your food. So what I did was I picked up, I have a couple of these, but I just have one out to show you guys. But it's a small, lightweight butane can, and it fits into the stove that I have. And if you can't believe it, that is a stove. I did a review on this stove as well. You just simply take it out, screw it into that can, and it will open up and hold a pot and pan or whatever you need, you know, just to do some cooking on, just to get you home or to wherever you're going. So it's not like an everyday cooking thing, but it's an in-case cooking thing, where if you have to be out and about really fast, then guess what? You have a way of cooking yourself some food, heating up that MRE over there, heating up a cup of coffee, whatever, but it's in there and it's ready to go. I always have a hand warmer. I have a couple of them. This is one of them. And I just toss them in there because sometimes the nights can get cool, and in the wintertime they come in real handy. So that's another thing. Another important part is I have a backup stove. This is also a stove. It opens up like this. Really easy. It just pops open. These are fire starters inside. You guys that don't know, they're just little pellets, and you can use a lighter or whatever to fire it up, and it will get it started. Enough for you to get some wood, fat wood, or just twigs and wood around the area you're in will work. And I did a review on this also. If you want to know more about it, go back in my library and look it up. And what you need is a radio. And you also need a radio so you know what's going on out there, and a flashlight. So the best one to get, so you don't have a bunch of batteries in your backpack and stuff, is to get you a wind-up one, which I have right here. Whoops, let me turn the thing off. You simply wind it up, give it a few cranks, then you can use the radio. You can use light. Oops, there. Has a couple of different things on there. And say you need to signal for help or something, you also can do this whole magic thing here. So you got yourself covered all in one with this little handy flashlight. This one here is an energizer, but you can get several different flavors of them. And just go get one. A wind-up one is the best, I believe. That's my opinion, of course. Another thing I do is I have already put this together, but you can take, this is a regular old window alarm that you set on one of your windows at home, and I've mounted it to a piece of wood so it can be mounted to a tree or whatever. It has some monofilament line on it. And when the perpetrator comes into your camp or near your camp, I set these away from the camp, and then when they trip that wire, it makes this little sound there so that you know someone's on their way. So I just stuffed that in there. It's not very big, doesn't weigh very much. Real handy idea to have. Everybody needs toilet paper. Make sure you have some toilet paper. Or toilet paper doesn't weigh anything, and I need to put a new roll in mine, it looks like, but this is what I have to show you. And let's see, what else do we have? I carry around one of these because of my medical problems, but coming to medical problems is you need to have a first aid kit in there. Now, we're going to be doing a live stream tonight on medical, so this would just get you through the basics. It has things like a whistle is in there, a compass, some bandages, some dressings, some tape, has elastic bandage in there, it has some moleskin, it has a small splinter, a tick remover, it has some antibiotics in there, sting relief, it has ibuprofen and a histamine and an acetamin, and it doesn't have as much as you should need for like gaping wounds or anything like that, but it has enough in there to get you fixed up so you can get to medical attention, okay? So you need to have one of these in your bag. These are not very expensive. I believe I got this one here at Wally World, Walmart, and I believe it was only $8 or $10, so that would get you through until you could get to some medical help, because you don't never know what's going to go on out there. Another thing is you have to have a change of clothes. So I have socks, I have a shirt, I have a pair of sweats, and they stuff down in the bottom, then I put everything up on top of it. Very easily done. So let me see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, I have this little tin here. This is a handy little tin. Now you can buy these on eBay or get them on Amazon or whatever, but as you can see, this one here is just a tin that I had at home, and I simply made it into an emergency kit. As you can see, I have some cotton in there for fire starter. I believe there's a couple of pieces of fat wood in there. There's a lighter. There's some fishing line right here, some hooks underneath, and just a nail in case you need to nail to a tree, a few little nails in case you need to pin something down. Just sort of a small tool kit, so to speak, you know. So that is really handy to have in there. You see, I've covered everything now except for this little object right here. This little object right here doesn't need any explanation. It comes in pretty darn handy for several things. Comes in handy for pulling nails. So you come across some wood that has nails in it. You may need some nails to do something when you're out overnight, or if you have to spend a couple of nights out, you may need to pull some nails on some boards. May need to pry open a lock or something like that. Just all around a good tool. You can use it to dig with, like a hoe. Get yourself a hoe made. Has a little end here. It's just a handy little tool to have in there. It's not very big, it's not really very heavy, and it fits in there perfectly. So these are all things that you need in your bug out bag slash go home bag. More like a go home bag. If you're gonna bug out, you would have a much bigger backpack. It would have a lot more stuff in there because you'd probably be gone for more than 1 or 2 days. This stuff would get you through like 1, maybe 2 days, enough for you to get to another location or possibly get home from a bad situation that happened to you when you're away from your home. It would get you back to your loved ones and whatnot. So, you know, that's basically what I have in my bag. You don't need a big bag for all this, so you know that you're keeping the weight down. I'm going to keep it under 15, I'll be darned. But all this stuff is going to be very helpful to you guys. I need for you guys to really consider something like this here, a small bag, along with a bigger bag just sitting by the door. This bag here, it usually just sits out in the Jeep. That way, if I'm out running around doing some stuff, and for you folks that do everyday job and everything, keep one in your car. I mean, you don't know, you could be at work and something bad could happen, you know, and you would need a way to find your way back to your loved ones. Or have a a location where you would all be meeting, and you would have to get to that location. So anyway, that's what I have for you guys for today, and I hope that you got something out of it. There's a lot of stuff that fits in a small area. The bag altogether weighs about 20 pounds. If I fill the bladder up, it's a little more than that. It's more like 25 or 30 pounds. But usually I start out with a bottle of water that has electrolytes in it, and then I fill the bladder about halfway full, because you can always find a little water along the way that's drinkable, and you can always refill that bladder. So hope you got something out of this. As you know, I can't do any of these things without you. You guys mean the world to me. And as usual, it's God bless you, God bless me, and God bless US of A. See you guys out there.